Okay, so I had to keep doing this in different sections, obviously, like I said before. I had to do the beginning again until self-talk, I think it was. Something when it comes starts talking about self-talk, then that is when I started the first video. So the physical brain contains mirror neurons that acts as reflective mirrors of another's perception responses. The read energetic information transmitted from another's minds and then relays a copy of that information transmitted from another's minds and then relays a copy of that information throughout this observer's central nervous system cells, which generate sensations of empathy for another. Yet people get disconnected from heart and soul or lose the function of empathy, and this state can digress into psychopathy. Through empathetic connection, we experience the emotions and feel intentions of others around us, which naturally leads to experiencing forms of telepathy. Many people experience telepathy every day, but yet are mind-controlled into denying the existence of telepathic communication, and then they call it pseudoscience. Telepathy is not limited to the physical body. It's an inherent function of the light body or subtle energy anatomy of consciousness, which gets more activated through higher sensory perception. Oh, this is part 4, by the way. Functions that come online with a higher development of the spiritual bodies. Ranges of telepathic communication. Telepathy can be a one-way interaction between subjects, a mutual interaction in which both parties are consciously participating in exchanging telepathic communication and sharing perceptions. Telepathy comes in different ranges of perception of observing information, energy, movement, colors, coding, symbols, images, feelings, and a myriad of other sensations that are experienced in the mind and body of the telepathic individual. During certain interactions, it takes a form of hearing words and dialogue with a specific tone and quality of voice while feeling the emotional component of the words that are being spoken in your mind. Through this kind of clairaudient telepathy, it registers the same as if someone is talking to you directly in the physical, and I experience that all the time. You can sense in which direction they're coming from, if it's male or female, even the personality or quality of mind, whether they are extremely peaceful and caring or immensely intrusive. Which, yes, I felt the energy of certain people, and it comes very specific. Like, if it's someone that you know, like, you can tell. Which, paying attention to the patterns of inner dialogue, you may notice that there are front-ended and back-ended thoughts organized in the layers of the mind. When actively communicating with others, as the observer being present to the words as they are being spoken, the communication being exchanged happens on the front end, while active thoughts surface to the top layer. As you exchange information in real time, which could be called a surface talk of the conscious mind. There's a distinct difference between incoming telepathic communication messages from other sources, self-talk, and other one's personal thoughts in the conscious mind. To discern the difference between incoming thoughts from the external versus internal self-talk, one must discipline their mind through the observer point. Pay attention to the inner mind workings. With self-awareness, study, and truly knowing ourselves, it becomes increasingly clear what is sourcing from within our deepest essence and what are external overlays and conditioning that has been placed to suppress the core self. All right, this might get a little repetitive now. From the centered core self of a spiritually strong person, all external telepathic messages that are coming in will present clear signatures of not self. Easily recognize the difference when something or someone external is transmitting or communicating with you. Living among a civilization that is primarily telepathic does not mean automatic full exposure of every thought in your mind, or things that you prefer to keep to yourself in the right to privacy. It does, however, mean there is a basic transcending in one's general motivations and perceptions when communicating with others that are also telepathic. Telepathy normalized in a society makes it hard for criminals to get away with lying and deceptions in order to hide their crimes. Dark entities that use artificial technology for surveillance employ the psionic ability to extract information that a person does not want to share, or for the purpose physically or psychically attacking others in order to weaken them, would represent the predictable NAA model of abusive telepathy, or telepathy abuse. Intuitive and empathetic people, as well as spiritual developing people, and to demonstrate more natural telepathic abilities than others, with the exception of those using synthetic telepathy or psionic ability. And this is primitive cultures use spoken words. Beyond this planet, most of the extra dimensional or ET species, as well as other more technologically advanced human civilizations, commonly use forms of telepathy as the primary method of communication. This is because it is more natural to the spiral energy flow of consciousness and electromagnetic fields. Also more accurate, fast, and advanced in relaying multiple layers of meaning that are held in the information streams. External speech is limited by the comprehension required of written native languages. The linear time it takes to communicate verbal sentences, the problem of necessitating physical interaction, forgetting what has been communicated over time, and limiting dimensional perceptions of the meaning and depth of the spoken words that attempt to define complex concepts in a variety of possible contexts. Most of all, ET species are highly telepathic in transmitting and receiving information, yet they all have different ranges of telepathic abilities, competencies, and ethics that are exhibited through their interactions with their own species can be uniquely different when interacting with other species. ETs can recognize the personal responsibility they have in their telepathic communications and interactions they have with other species, such as the possibility they have in their interactions of possibly indirectly impacting timelines in destructive ways, which has already happened. These responsibilities are based upon the natural laws governing the timelines, which further organize into multidimensional hierarchies that act as the gatekeepers between harmonic universes